This is Lee with 82 Game and 12, and I'm on YouTube channel Sons of Liberty 75, and we have the continuation of our Talavera comparison, and we're going back to the Library of Napoleonic Battles, designed by Kevin Zucker and produced by Operational Studies Group. And the last video that dealt with this game, we had just finished the French 1 p.m. turn. So it now goes to the Coalition. And so we need to draw a card phase, and they get the General Retreat card. So the two cards they have is this aide de camp, which they're holding in case Wellesley gets either captured or killed, that this would save him from that fate. So this card would be useful if the coalition needed to retreat due to the threat of losing the battle. If you were playing a campaign, then this, of course, would be something you might want to use to save your forces for the next battle in the campaign. It is a +1 to the victory points. I guess you could actually have a general retreat where you could possibly win. So basically it allows you to disengage. So I guess you could retreat back and then gather your forces and then re-engage. So that would be a way for you to pull troops away from being annihilated, I guess. So, but the coalition, they want to be sure and keep this card. And they're only allowed 2 cards. So they've got to use one or the other. And they're going to use this one. The movement is going to give them 5 and 7. 5 for infantry, 7 for cavalry, which light cavalry have that capability, but this would be all other cavalry. So that's the card they're going to use, but not for the effect. So they're just using it for the movement. So I'm going to put it over here off to the side, just as a reminder that that's what we're doing here with this. And looking across the battlefield here, we see that the British are still holding on to Medellin, which is here, which under Wellesley here, there's 5 victory points there. So that's an important location on the battlefield. Another important one here is Talavera, which I didn't continue the La Bataille, but the French were going to be able to take Talavera from the Spanish. And the British forces, even though they had pushed across and taken the control, or at least part of the control of Cascajal, their forces were pretty decimated. And with the inclusion of Lavelle's 3rd Division with Sebastiani's 4th Corps becoming involved, it appeared that the British and the Spanish armies were going to be separated and been forced to retreat or be annihilated. So I made a gaming decision to end that with a French victory. However, the Napoleonic Brigades series, we ended up with a coalition victory. Here, it could go either way. The French have lost their supply, though. That happened much earlier. I believe it happened, they lost it before the 12 o'clock hour. The next time we check supply is 3 o'clock, and here's the supply, and you have these Spanish units under Zayas that were able to block the supply route. And see, they're not able to cross fords or rivers and streams. They are trains, so they have to go over a bridge or any kind of bridge, pontoon bridge. And they do have this pontoon bridge that they could place across this ford. But that's probably what they need to be looking to do. But at the present time, the Spanish have cut that off, and that's really affected what the French troops can do, because when you've lost your supply, you are not able to advance after combat. So even though they may win a combat, they can't advance, they can't gain ground. And so that just allows the coalition to retake that vital territory. So they need to regain their supply, but at the same time, they're a little limited because of the losses they've taken with 4th Corps. 4th Corps is demoralized. The French 4th Corps. They've taken 20 casualties. 20 strength points of casualties, which is an enormous amount of men, whether they be wounded, killed, or just scattered. So that's kind of caused a issue or problem for Joseph, where he's had to engage with his reserve corps, basically his entourage and guards and so forth. So that's what's happening there. Okay, so looks like I've got to locate. Oh, here we go. I was going to say I've got to locate some stuff, but it's right over the top of me here. All right, so let's get started here. Okay, so we need to go to the command segment, and we've already done the card. We don't need to check supply, recovery, reorganization. That all happens during the next would be the recovery turn, which would be 3 o'clock. And there's quite a bit of units that could recover, or yes. Okay, so let's go through here and decide who's going to be in command and who's not. So Zayas over here, he's going to have to roll. He's not close to Cuesta. So Cuesta is right here. He could put De Parque or Menglano in command. 2, 3, 4. So this isn't even his. Who's is it? Oh, that's Menglano. Okay, but Cuesta could put that one in command. Let's see here. Parque. Who do we have that's demoralized here? Because I've got a demoralized underneath here. Just trying to think, who is it that's demoralized? Del Parque's not. That should actually be, well, let's see, Mangalano? No, he's not. So who's demoralized? I don't understand who's supposed to be demoralized there. Oh, 2. Okay. Yeah, that's who. That artillery unit. Okay, and there's no leader there. I think the leader has been, yeah. So we should have a replacement coming in. Yeah. So we'll put that replacement there. Okay. All right, so let's see. I think he's going to put Menglano in command, which means we're going to be out of command there, and we're going to be out of command with Portugal right here. All right. So that takes care of Cuesta. Now, Wellesley. Okay. Let's move over here a little bit. We also have Bassencourt's out of command. He'd have to roll. Wellesley is going to put in command. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to put Mackenzie in command. Stewart, who has taken over for Campbell. And then got all these guys. Oh, that's Sherbrooke's men there. Okay. Yeah. Pakenham is replacing Hill. So, okay, Mackenzie, Stewart, and Pakenham. Sherbrooke is going to have to roll to see if he can gain command. So, we'll put that there. Okay. Okay, so now we have to see if we can activate some of these guys. Put that up there. Okay, by using their initiative. So we're going to start with Zaius to see if he can activate. I rolled a 1, so yes, he can activate. And I don't put in command markers. I don't, if they don't have an out of command, they're in command. I want to try to eliminate as many counters as I can from the board. So we've got the Parquet. He rolled a 2. He's in command. And then we have the replacement, Alba, who's taken over for Iglesias. And so he's going to be out of command. So, okay. And then Portigo, he has to get a 2 or less, and he didn't. So he's out of command. And then the only other one we need to roll for will be, well, we've got 2 here. We've got Bassincourt. So if we pull in, Bassincourt needs a 2 or less. I rolled a 5, so he's not going to be able to do anything. And then Sherbrooke needs a 3 or less. I rolled a 5, so he's not able to do anything. All right, let's move these out of the way. Okay. So let's begin our movement. I'm going to start over here with Zaius, who is needing to shore up the defense here of the bridge to keep the French from gaining supply. So if we attack with all 3, we can get an advantage because we're coordinating all 3 arms: artillery, infantry, and cavalry. So they're going to move to here. Zaius going to move to there. Okay. All right, so now we move to here. All right, and we've got Miglano. Okay. So he's going to move one guy there. This guy moving across this stream is a +1, and moving into, let's see, moving into that olive groves. Orchard. It was just 1. Okay. So 1, 2 here. And he'll stay on this. Well, no, he needs to be on this side. Okay, and then the parquet can move up these 2 units. 1, 2. And I've got to think here. I'm trying to think if there's a rule that prohibits well, I know that the British and the Spanish are not able to attack together. That's one of the disadvantages that they have. Okay. Let's see if I can find it here. I know it's in here. Well, I know it's in there, but it's not going to apply here. Okay. And let's see here. The parquet has got this artillery that he's going to put into this opening here. And that's where he's going to be. And then this one's not able to move. Well, yeah. Cuesta could actually move the he could have actually moved a unit, but that's okay. All right, then we move up to the British here, and we've got Mackenzie. He's got to be careful here, because if he moves into here, he's got to attack these guys. And he's got 8. Okay, he's going to go ahead and do it. He's going to move to right there. Stewart, Kemis, A. Campbell, and Lawson. All right, now they're going to move into here. These guys are out of command. Now, Wellesley can also move 3 independent units. And so he's going to move Cameron here. Should have probably had one of these guys go here. That's all right. Cameron's going to move to here. Okay. And they can move 5. So he's going to move Langworth. Okay, so Langworth is going to move 1 plus 1 over the stream. That's 2, 3, 4. And then, well, the stack would cost an extra one. So no, we can't do that. Even if he went here, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he could go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we go. All right. And let's see here. We've got Packham. So he's going to move this Stewart unit here. Shore that up. And then over here, better leave them like they are. Okay. Now, the only other unit here doesn't have any leaders, officers anywhere close. Something else is we want to move our supply, but I'll move that last. Well, guess I could, yeah. Let's roll for this unit here. They've got to get a 2 or less. Got a 5, so they can't move. So I would actually have to mark them as out of command. So, and then the last thing is just moving our supply wagons maybe back some. So right there, 3, 4, or actually right there. And this one here, I guess, well, this guy's going to be cut off anyways. Well, I guess it could come up through here. So I guess we'll leave that one there. So okay, so we go to the combat phase. We don't have to worry about the line of step. Cavalry retreat step. We actually have possibly cavalry could retreat right. Well, not here because we've got this other cavalry, so they can't. But would be up here. Pull in here, right here. They could retreat. However, if they did, that would allow both of these units to attack here. With him staying here, these guys have to attack here. So they're going to stay. and no one else. Oh yeah, the other thing is I've got these gorillas out here that I can attempt to move. All right, so I can move this one here. So they could really take over, maybe capture that pontoon. Let's see. Now it says guerrillas can set fire to towns and woods, destroy bridges and trestles. They have all the properties of vedettes. So if we look at the rules for vedettes, okay, it says they cannot attack. They do not block enemy retreats. All right. So I guess what they could do one, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you could actually move there. And then if we look at our other one over here, okay, up there at the top, okay, he can move. So maybe move down here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And maybe attempt to destroy that bridge right there in the next turn. Okay. All right, next, artillery reaction fire step. Okay. So, okay. So down here, he's in that orchard. me see here about the orchard. Can't fire into woods, but can you fire into an orchard? It says no bombardment from or into an orchard hex. So no. Okay, so we can't fire there. Okay. Another possibility would be possibly here, but again, Mackenzie's an orchard, so can't fire there. He's in an orchard. All right. So here, we could fire to here. He's not in an orchard. Stewart is. He's too far away. Okay, so Sebastiani. So, see who else we got? We got these guys. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy would be only a half because he's 3 hexes away. So we're using, what did I say? That's 3 here. 3, 4. So 4 against right there. So got 1 there and 3 here. So 4 against Langworth and Cameron. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. And I'm using this bombardment table that came, it's the artillery house rules. So this is something that the Thursday Night Gamers, this was, I guess, originally some of their ideas. And so some of these have been incorporated into the rules, and then some of them haven't. So this bombardment table, I know, is I don't think it has. I don't think this. Maybe the -1 has, maybe. But I think there's like suppression. Let's see. No, see, this is the bombardment table. Well, this is with this game. I have to check about the bombardment table that are in the newer games. It's probably different. So that's where the suppression is. So I don't know. I'd have to dig around for that. So yeah, this is from 2015. I think the newer bombardment table has suppression. No, it does. So okay. So with a strength of 4, I rolled a 5. Okay, which is a DR. So the French guns are going to force. They could take a loss and stay, but they're gonna fall back to there. And let's see here, Victor. I know he's got some guns. Let's see what he's got. 2, 3, 4. be 5. If I fired here, I could fire on Tilson here. Two hexes. 2x would be total of 5. So put that guy on top. Okay, so that's a total of 5. I rolled a 3. Okay, so that's just going to be a suppression. Let's see here. But I have some suppression markers. Oh yeah. Alright, so suppressed him. Nobody's within his range. Well, he is, but he's half of 1. Can't roll that. So, okay. All right, next. We have the attack declaration step, and then the bombardment step. We don't have any cavalry charge step, and then we have the combat step. Okay. So let's look over here. This artillery is going to be involved in this fight, so we move over here. And the artillery here doesn't have anybody to shoot at. Artillery here. Nope. Okay. Oh, I need to define my attacks first. So here and here against here. We go over here. Mackenzie's attacking here. These 3 locations are attacking here. Stewart's attacking both of these. And that's it. Now we can just do our bombardment. So we've got 1 there. We could fire here. Okay. Three is no effect. Okay. Okay, here where Packham's at. That's 1. Wellesley has 1, 2, I think it's 3. Can't even see what I'm doing here, can you? Yeah. These small counters play havoc with my tendency to shake. So we've got 3 and 1 here is 4. Okay. And let's hit Victor here. Okay. So we've got 4. Oh, I rolled a 6. Okay, so that's a DR. So they're going to be forced to move to here. I guess we could roll to see if Victor is going to be killed or injured. Oh. So Victor is out. I rolled a 6. Let's see. All right, so we have to bring in a replacement. That wouldn't be here. That would be in another. Let's see, it'd be in this other. Let's see what we have. Merlin, how come he's not involved in this? Guess he was too small of a. Well, the only one we got closest was going to be Foy. Oh, well, that's right, because Victor, well, he is a corps, but he's not a commander officer. Right, yeah. Okay. So we'll bring Foy in to replace Victor. So 2 turns away, he'd come in at 3. So at the present, they don't have anybody. Okay. All right, now we're ready to go to just regular combat. So let's see, they might have a thing here that they could save Victor. They sure do. So do they want to use it? I think they do. The French have this card, just like the British do, Coalition. They can save their commander, which is the -1 victory point. But we'll go ahead and play that, which means he's not captured. And he just goes back to here. We don't have to worry about Foy coming in. Okay. So, all right, so let's go over here to the combat, see what else the French have. Okay, artillery cover fire. Okay. All right, so what we have here Okay. We got 2 cavalry units. That's 4. Okay, this infantry unit. Alright, so we got a total attackers of 2, 3. That's 6, 7 against 4. So it's not quite 2 to 1. Okay. But they do have combined arms. Okay. So we get 1 shift to the right. And so we're at 1.5 to 1 becomes 2 to 1. Is the odds. Get a 3. 3 is going to be a DR. So they have to retreat. So they're here. They just retreat to here. Okay, so we had an advance there. All right. All right. Let's move on over to here. So we've got these guys attacking here. Okay, so we've got 5. He's in orchards. Okay. So we've got 6 there. 6 there. So that's 12 to 5. That's 2 to 1. I rolled a 6. 2 to 1 is going to be AR, except it could be a shock. And he is in an orchard. So let's see, orchard. Yep, changes to shock. So now they're considered. They're out of supply, so his 4 is actually a 3. You take their initiative for shock. And the highest rated one we have here is a 2. So we'll just make it this guy. So it's going to be 2 to 3. So we roll the dice, and both of them get a 6. So it's going to be 5 to 4. It's a DR. No. Defender has a 6. No. 5. So it's 5 to 4. AR. So the attackers have to fall back. So Minglano could possibly be captured. 4. No, he's not. But they all have to fall back. So he's going to go back to here with this guy going here. And then these 2 guys. Are going to go, well, they could go back here to Parquet. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to go to there. And of course, he can't advance. Okay. So now we have, okay, we'll go Mackenzie here against the guard guys. Okay, so Mackenzie has, let's see, they've got 8. The guards here have 7, so it's 1-to-1, and they're in the open. Okay, so 1-to-1. I rolled a 2. That's a DR, so the defender has to retreat. So they've got to either go here or here. So I guess they're going to retreat back here with Joseph. So that now they can advance. They do. They're going to be in between these two guys. So he's going to advance. Could be a big mistake. Okay, now Stewart is attacking the 4th Regiment and Strauss. So we got Stewart, we got Keymis, Campbell, and Lawson. Okay, now Lawson is only going to be at half strength attacking here. So we've got 5 basically, 5.5 against 6. So that's going to be 1 to 1.5. 4 is going to be a shock. Okay. So it'll have to be Keymis. We're the one that we're using. And it's going to be 3 to 3 because, again, these guys, it'll be this guy. And the shock. They lose 1 due to the fact that they're out of supply. They're basically demoralized. So it's going to be even. So whoever has the higher die roll here. Ooh, the French have a 6 to 1. So it's going to be a +2. So attackers have to retreat, and Stewart could be captured, and he is. Now they could use their card, but they want to keep it for Wellesley in case they need to. So Stewart was already a replacement. So now we're going to have to go to a. He was a 2, so now we're going all the way down to a 1. Let's see if we have any. We got Murray. Guess he'll have to be it. Okay, so Stewart was captured or killed. Now Murray comes in 2 turns later. So they're going to be without a leader. And they still have to retreat. So they just fall back to there. And that's it. And if you were playing against someone, you were using hidden movement and so forth, then you would now turn units over, cover them up, so forth, based on whether or not they're close enough to be seen and so forth. So Over here, things don't look good because the French need to try to regain their supply. Um, they haven't been able to really do anything. Um, so now we have quite a few reinforcements that could come on. Those are additional reinforcements. They're not reinforcements that would that were involved in the battle. They would be units that came in what if type of situation. And if we look at the losses, okay, that's here, okay. Up here at the top is the permanently eliminated. And the coalition leadership has been decimated. The French have lost one permanent, and that's because the horse artillery unit didn't have a reduced side. Okay, if we look here, starting leaders that were started the battle: Payne, Campbell, okay, for the British, Albuquerque, Iglesias, and Hinestrosa for the Spanish, and two of them are cavalry leaders. And then we've got Stuart that just recently got captured or killed. And then if we look down here, we have recovered, okay, ready for reorganization. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 units. Basically, four here that can possibly be recovered. So if you look here, demoralized 1 to 4 go to the map. 5 to 6 is permanently eliminated. So the French have got to regain their supply. Otherwise, these units here are possibly not going to get back. They're not going to be recoverable. So, and the Spanish have quite a few units here that they could use. But if we look at the map, the French really don't have, okay, number one, they don't have any reserve units to really do anything. One thing that they could do is try to go back door here, and if they can activate Milhaud, at the present he's locked in combat here, but go back here behind the Spanish and take Talavera. Maybe capture some supply wagons back here, cut off their supply. You know, that's a possibility. The other thing is the French have got to really get a good hard push right here and try to outflank the British. Now they see the British, they don't have any reserves. There's no reserves back here. They're all up at the line. And there's some weak spots in there. I can remove this demoralized now, or suppressed. Not demoralized, suppressed. So, saving Victor with that card was probably pretty important. Because he does have a 4 initiative. And it would cost a couple of turns of activation, any kind of activation with his core. With him being gone, you'd have to roll individually for all the units. So, but them being out of supply hurts their, when they do push are able to push the coalition back. They can't exploit it by taking that ground. So but just looking out there, you think, well, why can't the French just overwhelm them over here on this flank over here? Interesting. We got a slugfest, which is historic. It was a slugfest. And the losses, though, have come from the 4th Corps. Probably some bad movement of units on my part that allowed those units to get, I think they got their retreat path got cut off. So they were captured or scattered. And they got a possibility to come back. And if they do, they're going to be able to basically take the 4th Corps out of demoralization because of the number of strength points that would be able to come back. So that's a plus for the French if they're able to get that back. But first off, they've got to retake their supply. And I just don't see how they're going to do that. They don't have the units to see. These guys are tied up, and they don't have enough strength to get past Zayas. They need some infantry units, and we're talking about most of that's up here. So you'd have to have Sebastiani move down here. And he's demoralized, so he's going to be limited in what he can do. So put this up. We didn't use it as points, so. And at the present time, if we look at the points that have been acquired or lost or whatever, the British have a -2. And the French have, let's see what they've got. All right, so we've got some alternate reinforcements. Okay, so we got +2 there, a -1, and a -3, and a -1. So that's -5. +2, so they're at -3. So it's pretty even there. So I think it's really gonna come down to these victory points, Talavera and Medina, Medan, where Wellesley's at, and then Talavera. That's where it's gonna come down to. So. The other thing is the leaders that have been lost. That could make a difference. Because the French, they haven't lost any leaders. They've got all their leaders. And the Coalition have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 leaders. And most of their cavalry, the British cavalry. Okay, so this one here is going to continue because it's still a toss-up. I don't see one side or the other really having that big of an advantage to say, okay, we need to just call this one like the other two. It's fairly easy to call those. So